Alright, so today is the day to get started on deleting my 2024 AT4 HD. First steps first, I'm going to remove the inner fender, and as you can see right here, we've got to disconnect these three plugs on the ECM, and once we get this out, we'll be boxing it up and shipping it off to HP tuners so they can flash the ECM, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so today is like Christmas around here. I have been waiting for the last about week and a half for my upgraded ECM to come back from HP tuners, and it just arrived today. So just a quick note to those of you who are thinking about going through this process, and I'm sure it differs every week depending on demand from HP tuners, but I sent this off Friday before last and it is now Tuesday. So if you figure they don't work on weekends, so door to door, it was about, let's see, what's that, 11 days from me shipping it off to getting it back today. So this is my stock ECM. You see HP Tuners has left their mark on it. Now let's work on getting this installed back in the truck. All right guys, so here's a few things to note if you're gonna go down this road of deleting your 24, 25 and up L5P, so that you don't make the same mistakes I did. So one thing that I thought is that I would save a little bit of time while I was waiting on HP tuners to upgrade my ECM. So I would go ahead and remove the factory exhaust, get the new exhaust installed, maybe start on the EGR and the downpipe. Well, that's a mistake. Don't do that. As you can see behind me, I've got the factory exhaust back up under the truck so that I can plug in all the sensors. So VSE recommends that you don't remove anything from the truck until you have your upgraded ECM installed back into the truck and you flashed your tune file to the truck. So of course, even with this plugged back in, my truck through check engine light and service emission systems. So I'm still waiting on my tune file. As soon as I get that back in, I'm hoping all that'll clear up. But that's one thing, just hold tight. Wait until you have everything back in the truck and have flashed the tune file so that you don't create more work for yourself. Another quick thing, I thought I could get this exhaust out in one piece because I really didn't want to cut everything up. I don't know why. I doubt I'll ever put it back on there, but just wanted to keep it as intact as possible. But that's, from what I can tell, not possible unless you were to remove the cab from the truck probably. So I had to cut it in maybe two places. One right behind the SCR, which is in front of the DPF. I'm gonna have to cut that a little bit more to get it out. I'm hoping when I'm gonna jack the cab up a little bit on the passenger side to get the dock out behind the turbo. So I'm hoping I can go ahead and clear up enough space under the truck to get the SCR out then. So stay tuned on that. But another thing, go ahead and plan on at least 2 weeks of downtime on your truck. So as I said, it's about 11 days that I've had downtime on the truck right now for just getting the upgraded ECM back. It could be shorter, maybe a little bit longer, but make sure you have a backup plan with something else to drive in the meantime. If I really hit this hard, I could probably have this truck finished tonight. If I really stayed on it, but I'm hoping today's Wednesday, so I'm hoping by this weekend the truck will be drivable again, depending on when I get my tune file. So drop a comment below if you have any questions. I'll walk through the rest of this process as we go, and excited to see what the truck performs like and how it sounds when we get done with it. All right, so one quick thing to note, I don't even know if you can see it, but this exhaust hanger bracket that's mounted right here to the side of the transmission is about the only way I can figure to get this dock out from the factory exhaust. I'll try to zoom out a little bit better once I get it out of here, but you have to jack the cab up a few inches, take this bracket off, and then I think you can slide this right out. All right guys, so I will admit, so far in this project, this giant turd right here has been the most aggravating piece of the project. So what worked for me is, you can see I had to cut it right here where the weld is to cut this little section out. Jack your cab up about that many inches, right up under the middle. And once you cut that out, you can finagle this section backwards and it'll fall out. But I have messed with this for days trying to get it out. Now this is the last piece of my factory exhaust, and as you can see, it's double walled in there. So I've used a combination of sawzalls, side grinders. I guess if you had a long sawzall blade, you'd probably be all right. This wasn't quite long enough to get all the way through it, so I ended up using the side grinder and just worked my way around it. All right guys, so now it's finally time for me to get started on the EGR delete. So the first thing I did was, let me see if I can hold my light and my phone, remove the heat shield from the EGR pipe here. So you got two 10 millimeters there, one here and one there that hold that on. Next we're gonna unclip this wire here, and then it's 2, 4, and then 2 more at the back to make 6 to take this pipe off. Now you want to drain your coolant first out of your radiator so that you don't have any spills or anything like that. So I'll get this off and then we'll go from there. All right, so it's hard to see, but that rusty last two, or that rusty flange back there in the back, the last 2 bolts on this EGR, the top side EGR pipe, they're 13 millimeter and it's tucked way up under the firewall. So let me show you what helped me out on that top bolt just to get some leverage on it. So I got in there with a 3/8 ratchet with a 13, and in order to help me get some leverage on it, I took about maybe an 18-inch long 1/2-inch drive extension and an 11/16 deep well. That way I could slip it right over top of the handle, and that gave me a lot more leverage to break that loose. After that, you just have to be patient, take your time, and work it out with a 3/8 ratchet. So hopefully that'll help you along as well. I also recommend not doing this when your engine's warm. It's, I don't know, upper 60s where I live today. This engine's still warm because I had to drive it in my garage, and dude, I'm about to sweat to death. So if you have time to let your truck cool, I'd highly recommend it because it's hot in this engine bay. All right, so I apologize. I've skipped some steps along the way. I've just got in my own head and just one step after the other. So I've put the supplied block off plate here on the Y bridge, and as you can see down there, I've removed the lower EGR valve and torqued those 4 bolts to 25 foot-pounds. So you reuse 2 of the stock bolts and 2 of the new supplied bolts with that. And next, gonna be removing these 2 10 millimeters on this hose. There's a total of 4 of those on that. There's that pipe, and then this one back here, and then one that goes into the block is 13 millimeter. And so once I get those out, we'll have another block off plug to go in